les amis de chez MukkMukk Média. Ben, c'est quoi ça, MukkMukk Média? Ben, c'est le nouveau média de MukkMukk Enterprise, tabarnak. Aujourd'hui, on est à Ottawa. Hein? On s'en va faire des entrevues avec la gang de chez Ripe for Vapor. Allez voir ça. Hein? On a besoin des signatures. Hein? On va aller faire des entrevues. Ils vont nous parler de ça, eux autres, là. Puis on a hâte de tout vous présenter ça, tabarnak. Bonjour les amis, on est encore à Ottawa, hein? On est avec Maria, hein? On va la laisser se présenter à vous. Hi Maria, how are you today?
Good, did you just call me Presidente?
Presidente. So Presidente, if it's possible today to speak about what you're doing here today and what you're doing with Ripe for Vapor.
Okay, so people in Quebec, folks out there, you'll remember me when you guys had the flavor ban in Quebec. I was there with Rights for Vapors. We are a movement. We're not an organization. I just think it's important that we have access to flavors. I hate what happened in Quebec, and we're seeing what's happening in Quebec right across this country. And the NGOs, the Flories, the Rob Cunninghams, those people that work for Big Pharma, they're getting their way. And right now, they're getting their way in Canada, and we're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let happen nationally what's happening provincially across this country. We need to win. We need the support, and we need letters from everybody, and that includes the people in Quebec. And I know that you guys have a flavor ban, and I know it fucking sucks. And I'm sorry. And I was there. I sent out emails. I came to your protests. And all I really want from the people of Quebec is to take a moment and send a letter. We have the site in French. Send a letter. I know that many of you are probably getting your flavor shots, and I love the ingenuity because you know what? This product was created by people, for people. But I know you're also getting your disposables from other provinces. You're not going to have access to that. Yeah. So let's do something. We don't need biker gangs running public health. We need public health for when it comes to people who smoke back in our vape shops. I promise you, with all my heart, I will not stop fighting for Quebec. Let's win this in Canada, and I'm right back there with you guys.
So, le message est clair, hein? Au Canada, hein, faut se mobiliser, mais le Québec, we need you, on a besoin de vous. Puis avec Maria, ben elle va continuer de se battre avec tous ces gens-là en arrière qui viennent donner de leur temps, de leur journée. Bonjour les amis MukkMukk Média, hein? On est encore à Ottawa, on est avec Dave. Hein? Hi Dave, how are you today?
Not too bad today.
So Dave, you're involved with Ripe for Vapor. So speak to me about that. What you're doing? I know you spoke with the government and stuff like that. So the people want to know.
Well, what we've been doing is talking to the government, to Health Canada, by Zoom with an organization called Vapors for a Smoke-Free Canada, because the Health Canada people wanted to know what regular Canadians, not politicians, thought about vaping. And regular Canadians think vaping is good. Politicians don't, because politicians don't vape. But we stop smoking through vaping, and we want to keep on not smoking.
And when you know, hein, quand tu sais qu'on fait quand même encore partie du UK, hein? So speak to me about that, because now the government tried to kill the vape industry in Canada. This is the big thing. And we are with the UK. And I want to know about that because in UK it's on the healthy system. And I want to know your opinion about that.
In the UK, they actually recommend vaping as one of the methods to quit smoking. It's actually one of the best methods to quit smoking. It's better than the drugs and the gum and the patches and all the other things. So the UK government wants to look after their people, wants them to quit smoking, wants them to be healthy, not spend as much money on health care, so they help recommend vaping because it works. In Canada, for some reason, we're not, and we should be.
So why your last message for the government today and for the people follow us? What's your message you want to speak about? Example for Quebec side, you need people to sign the letter. So speak about that.
We need people to sign the letter because if you go to the rightsforvapors.ca website, there's a form, you fill in your name and your address, It'll figure out who your MP is. It'll send a letter to your MP. It'll send a letter to the Minister of Health and the Minister of Addictions. And that will get their attention because nothing bothers them more than getting letters from regular Canadians that vote.
So, Quebec, moi je viens du Québec, de l'Ontario, all Canada, we need to go on that website and sign the letter. Yeah, that is the big message today. Bonjour les amis de MukkMukk Média. Hein? Bon matin. Hein? Mais on est avec Marion, hein? Marion, qui va nous expliquer un peu, qui est beaucoup impliquée avec Right for Vapor. So, hi Marion. So, present you and explain a little bit what the reason you're here in Ottawa today.
I've come all the way up from Scarborough, Ontario, just outside Toronto, and we are here because we want to let people know that Parliament wants to ban all flavors except of vaping e-liquid, except for tobacco and mint, I think. And we think that this would be very harmful. People who smoke would not want to switch to another tobacco flavor. And it won't help stopping the kids from vaping because kids will vape anything if it makes their parents angry. So we have asked the members of Parliament to come and talk to us today because many of them don't know anything about vaping. So this is what we're trying to do, is spread the word that a vape ban will stop smokers from switching to a much safer practice, and it will start a black market because it's very easy to make flavored e-liquid, and so people will make it in their kitchen sinks and sell it to their friends, and there's no taxation and no regulations and no safety. So that's very harmful.
Exactly. And pour nos personnes en France, hein, pour savoir, we have a search about the vape. Not the 2 years search. We have a long year search now about the vape. And we know if you go on that way, because another country is banned right now, do you want to talk about that? Just a little bit about the search and what the country or the province have exactly in the Quebec. We saw the black market you spoke about.
Exactly, and that will spread because if the ban goes all across Canada, then the only way people can get the flavors they want will be from the United States, where there is no regulation, and where, you remember, we had that valley. Do you remember where people were dying
exactly.
from vaping CBD? And we don't want that in Canada. We want a regulated market where the vaping e-liquid is safe and smokers can find it easily to make a switch. We want Canadians like law and order, right? We like to live here together happily. We don't want to break the law. But that is what they are. That's what they're doing.
Thank you very much, Marianne, for that interview, for your time, for your voluntary benevola to give it to that industry, and for the help people stop smoking.
Moi aussi, je suis capable de parler. Moi aussi, je manifeste pour les droits de la vape, tabarnache. Hein? Parce qu'au Canada,